Welcome to Cavan Town on a sunny Saturday afternoon. My name is Aine Duffy and you're watching Cavan TV's News and Views on Irish Web TV. Well, as you know, it is next Friday the 25th of May that we're heading into a referendum on the 8th Amendment. I'm sure you've seen most of the debates nationwide at this stage, and indeed we'd like to say, give a shout out to the Anglo-Celts live stream of a debate in the Cavan Crystal Hotel yesterday. It's online if you'd like to care to have a look at it. So today I've come across, in Cavan Town Square, I've come across two pro-choicers, Cavan Pro-Choice, and I'm going to have a word with Nikita, McHugh and Jade, Farrelly. Well done, girls. You've been out holding the banner all day, should I say. I'll just go in the middle of you. So it's been a long campaign, hasn't it?
It has.
Nikita, hasn't it?
Well, we set up in 2016 before the referendum was even called. For us, it's just been so important to get women's stories out there. We feel that the yes vote is the right vote on May 25th, and this campaign has been long but so rewarding with the people we have met, the stories we have heard, and every second of it has been enjoyable. Yeah,
and Jade, I'd like to bring you in there as well. As Nikita said, it's been a long campaign. You started up in 2016 before this even came. So, but just to get back to the crux of it, and there's a lot of misconceptions thrown out there by both sides, and I heard you explain it earlier on. Explain the removal of the 8th Amendment, what it means.
So currently the 8th Amendment is in our Constitution, and what it states is that the life of the fetus is equal to the life of the mother. So what this means is that a doctor can, if he intervenes before there is a real and substantial risk to life of the mother, that he can be charged with 14 years in prison because he has ended the life of the fetus, which our Constitution recognises as being equal to the mother. Therefore, what that has led to cases like Savisha Halep and Arver. It's led to cases of rape victims such as Miss Y, who have been not given health care and abortion care in Ireland.
These are the hard cases you're talking about.
These are the hard cases, but these are the cases
there are,
that
of course,
prove
doctors who would argue that no woman has suffered in Ireland because of the 8th Amendment.
Well, 83% of the obstetricians and gynecologists voted in favour of removing the 8th Amendment.
Okay, so
they are the medical professionals. They are the ones that have been working in the industry.
So, if we vote yes on next Friday, the 25th of May, and remember, every vote is crucial, it's going to remove the 8th Amendment. What entails then? It's going to leave it to the legislators?
Yeah, so if we vote yes on May 25th, we vote to change the law. We vote to remove Ireland from the list of being the 9th most restrictive country in the world in terms of abortion. It will allow for the government and the Oireachtas to legislate. So we've watched the Committee on the 8th Amendment, we've watched the Citizens' Assembly. The committee in particular has outlined legislation, and they have had input from medical professionals, legal professionals, World Health Organization, human rights bodies, the UN, that have stated why the 8th Amendment should be removed, and now they have wrote recommendations for legislation after hearing all them testimonies.
Okay. Would you feel comfortable actually leaving your choice of maybe your life in the hands of legislators?
Well, currently we leave our life in the hands of the 8th Amendment, and that is detrimental to women that are
only in certain cases.
In certain cases, but them certain cases are ones that are life-threatening, that we have lost women, and then we are forcing women to leave the country. So we're telling women, okay, we honestly don't mind if you had an abortion, because we voted on it in 1992, the year I was born, to say, okay, no, you can have an abortion, but you're just not having it on Irish soil, so you have to travel. So, like, what message does that send? That's hypocritical. Women in Ireland are having abortions every day.
So come in here to me, Nikita, don't mind about the older. I'm going to ask you, it's been a long and protracted, and in some cases, looking back on the Clareburn Live last Monday evening, a very bitter, both sides out with mistruths, knives out on both sides. Now, how did you find the campaign, and what point do you think anything changed? Because it has been a bitter campaign. Both sides are very emotional about their opinion on this.
This is always going to be an emotional topic. This topic is something that we wish never had to be discussed, but it is such an important topic. The campaign, it has been divisive, But for the last 2 years, we have heard such personal stories from women who have been affected by the 8th Amendment, women who have gained their voice from this campaign, women who say, I'm no longer going to be silent. And for 35 years, women in this country, and longer, women in this country have been silenced. They've been shamed and stigmatised.
So do you think that hearing these stories, it was a sea of change in this election?
It was a change. We see from the Me Too movement, from this cervical cancer scandal that's come out, we have seen the women of Ireland said that we're not going to take it anymore. We're not going to be treated like second-class citizens in our home country. We are going to fight for our bodily autonomy, for our self-determination. We are not going to be told to go to another country for healthcare. We have seen women gain their voice, and it is so empowering to see that. We have heard such personal stories from the 8th Amendment, from women that have been affected, and it is so important that we vote yes on May 25th.
Okay, fair enough, Nikita, but having said that, you heard the term social abortion been bandied about. Are you not afraid of that happening, of the floodgates of that happening?
Okay, so social abortion, when I heard that, I actually was quite shocked that that was the way it was being described, like it's a social thing to go out and have an abortion. A woman makes a serious decision, often about her life, about her health care. It's a very serious
accusation to say, or thing to say you're going to do, have a social abortion.
I don't think I've never heard a woman say, oh, I had a social abortion. I've heard a woman say...
But you know what they mean, Jade? They mean like, I'm not ready to have this baby.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. But even the way it's being put across. So what I'm going to go to there is countries that have had less restrictive abortion laws. Okay, it's not that every pregnant woman runs and says, oh, because it's there, I'm going to have an abortion. Actually, it has fallen. The abortion rates have fallen massively. Now that just doesn't happen because it's in a different geographic location than Ireland. It happens because they've got proper sex education that's non-biased, and it's from a very young age. It happens because they've got access to contraception, often free, which in the Netherlands has reduced teen pregnancy. The pregnancy that you say of I'm not ready to have a child and I have to go to college, and we've seen that dropped by 8 times compared to the.
Okay, so do you think then maybe say the referendum is passed on the 25th of May, all the other things you've mentioned there, like better sex education, a better system for people who are in crisis pregnancies to hold on to them. Can you see this changing any of that?
Well, there needs to be better services for women. There needs to be better services for families that need them and required. And the government has failed us there. And
that is the same. And that is funny enough. That's the same government that you're putting the legislation that are given the power to say whether or not.
We employ the government. It is us that democratically vote in the government. Cavan Pro-Choice, we created condoms, we gave them out in schools, we encouraged young people, not secondary schools because obviously college here, we gave them out and we encouraged young people to think about their actions. We want to encourage contraception use and we want people, of course, and STIs as well, and we want to increase the information about consent, about everything. We believe that young people nowadays deserve this information.
And just in relation to the politician question that you asked, we're putting our hands in the fates of politicians. We elect politicians, you know. So if we don't like what the politicians are doing in the Dáil, then we have the power to change that when it comes to a general election. And we've seen parties that have been in power fail us with all of the things I mentioned and all the supports that we need. So we have the power to change that by voting in for politicians and TDs that we want and that we believe will make them changes, and rather than ignore them.
Okay, so going further down the line, with the power you have and the power that you're building up now, making these stances, again, will you continue, whatever the result is on the 25th of May, will you continue for the right to work for women and to work for the health of our children and our older people in the countries as well?
Yes, well we do. Both me and Jade are involved in a political party. We were at marches for housing. We believe in every person in this country having rights. We want a more egalitarian society where women are not treated like second-class citizens, they have self-determination, they have bodily autonomy, and where young children have every opportunity awarded to them, where elderly people have every service and they don't have their pensions cut. We believe in all of this, and we, although Cavan Pro-Choice might not go that way, because that's obviously about women's rights in general, we, as in our other political party, we will always continue to campaign for them services, because this is our country and people have the power. We democratically elect our politicians. They answer to us. We don't answer to them.
Okay, well done, Nikita. Jade, I'll give you the last word in this, Jade.
Yeah.
You can have the microphone and you can talk to the camera for a minute and tell the people how you'd like them to vote on Friday. Okay?
So hi, as you know, my name's Jade Farrelly, and I am part of Cavan Pro-Choice. I'll be voting on May 25th, yes, because I don't agree with, in January 2018, that Ireland forced a 12-year-old girl on a plane to seek abortion health care when she should have been treated in her own country. I don't believe that women should have to be taken unsupervised medication alone at home. We will soon see on our hands a woman has died because she lacked medical supervision while taking these pills that she has ordered online, because our government and our country can't support her in her right to choose when it comes to her own health care and sexual reproductive rights. I encourage everyone to get out and vote, because this is the first time we've had the opportunity to vote in 35 years. I'll be voting on behalf of all the women in my life that I love, that I believe should be treated with respect, to have dignity, to be treated with compassion and equality. And currently Ireland is not doing that. We've seen Ireland be the country of the Magdalene laundries. We've seen it be the country of the mother and baby homes. We've seen it be the country where we export our Irish problem to England and leave our most vulnerable women. We have the power to change this, and I believe that Irish people will get out and vote for the women in their life that they love, and I really plead that they do. Thank you.
Thank you, Jade. Well, that's it. I'd like to say thank you to two young ladies here who are fighting the convictions of their belief, and they're doing it to the best of they can. And of course, going forward to the rights of people in Ireland. Yeah. I'd like to say thank you to Nikita McHugh, and thank you to Jade Farrelly of Cavan Pro-Choice.
Thank you.